Hello. So welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm sure I'll come up with a better intro than just hello. Although that might be my thing. I feel like most YouTube creators that I follow kind of have their intro down. Anyhow, welcome to my social-ish channel where we talk about social media, marketing, trends, content creation, and entrepreneurship. I am Heidi. I am a social media manager and agency owner. I guess I started as a freelancer in 2020, and so we kind of moved into a little bit more of an agency model over the past year. So I'm excited to kind of share entrepreneur tips and my journey as a freelancer and, social media and general marketing tips and tricks to help you build your brand online. Today, I wanted to share kind of what to post when you don't know what to post. This has kind of been something that's been on my mind for a really long time. I used to be a blogger, and somewhere along the line when, I had a young child, he's 10 now, not so young, still young, but less young. Back in my agency days, I kind of got burnt out on just creating all the time and managing accounts and just being on. By the time I got home, there was no way I wanted to create blog posts anymore. So over the years, it just kind of fell by the wayside, which was sad to me because I've always been a creative. I've always loved just sharing life. So I feel like people do that less and less these days. There are definitely still some bloggers who are lifestyle bloggers who share, outfits, products, but it's definitely more monetized than it used to be. But I kept thinking, and I was on a call last night with Emily Reagan and her digital marketers networking group about practicing what we preach. And for me, I am really, really terrible at posting my own social media. Probably because, I'm creating so much for my clients and I just don't have time or energy to do my own, which is really bad because people who want to work with me, they want to see that, I know what the heck I'm doing. I had written a blog and I just posted it this morning, and it was kind of about how to get ideas about what to post when you have no idea what to post about, or when you're suffering writer's block, or when you just are struggling, like you're building out the calendar for the next month and you are just driving the content creation struggle bus. So I wanted to share some of those ideas and kind of see how the world, the YouTube sphere, what you guys do when you're struggling to create content. So some ideas that I kind of came up with that, are helpful to throw onto the calendar. And a lot of these ideas came from conversations that I've been having recently with clients and teams that I work with, because, it's a struggle, especially in the summer when oftentimes many brands, not all, but many brands, especially smaller businesses, kind of slow down and traffic might slow down because people just aren't online during the summer. They want to be outside, they want to be on vacation, so things tend to slow down. So some of the ideas, if you're struggling with, oh my God, what do I post this week? Oh my God, what do I post this month? Some ideas that I always go back to is, one, repurpose. And I talk about repurposing a lot because you don't constantly need to be recreating the content wheel. You have great content that you can repurpose, reuse, because chances are your audience didn't see it the first time. Usually, especially on social media, 5 to 10% of your audience is going to see any given post. That's if you're lucky. So reposting that, whether it's, 3 months, 6 months, a year later, is totally fine because 3/4 or more of your audience didn't see it the first time. So don't be afraid to repurpose things when you have, if you're a social media manager and you're waiting for your client to send stuff like, hey, what did I post about this time last year? Hey, what did I post about 6 months ago that was evergreen that I can reshare? Thinking about repurposing saves time, it saves energy, and it's just, especially if it's evergreen, there's no reason not to. But behind the scenes, what's going on? Even if it's slow in your company, people love seeing behind the scenes. They love kind of seeing, their real trend that was going around that was taking the office intro from the great show, and showing off your team. Doing things like that kind of give that behind the scenes look is really, really cool. And it gives kind of your audience an authentic way to connect with you. Back to kind of repurposing, but thinking about evergreen content. What haven't you created? Hey, what are the questions that you're getting from your sales team? Or what questions is your sales team fielding? What questions is your customer experience team dealing with day in, day out? What are the things that you're talking about with other industry leaders? You know, those are opportunities to kind of create tutorials, talk about how-tos, tips, tricks, anything related to your industry, your brand, your product, or your service, whatever it is that you offer. You know, step-by-step guides, how-tos. Those are all not only like fun content to produce, but they're also evergreen. So you might create that now, but 6 months from now, you're going to be able to repurpose that. So thinking about those kind of how-tos and those FAQs that you might be getting from customers or leads, you know, those are opportunities to create content around that. Well, I don't know about you, but I love me some good throwback content. You know, Throwback Thursday is always trending. I hope people still do that. I don't know. I still do for clients when, you know, hey, there's not much going on. Maybe we should do a good throwback post. You know, not necessarily evergreen, but if you have evergreen content, or hey, there was a big event, you know, a month ago and Throwback Thursday to that amazing event that we did, who can't wait for the next one? Throwback Thursday to our, you know, 2-year anniversary. Can you believe it's already been 4 years? Whatever it is, you know, throwing something back, kind of sharing some anticipation for the things ahead, like, you know, Throwback Thursday to Christmas in July or something along those lines, or Throwback Thursday to Christmas. Who's excited for Christmas in July? There's an easy post. During these slow times, it's also a great time to crowdsource. So asking, surveying, you know, doing polls, especially on Instagram stories, which get a lot of engagement. Those are great ways to engage your audience and kind of crowdsource what they want to hear, what they want to learn about, what they want to see from you. That can help, you know, maybe this month is a wash and hey, we just got to slog through it. But if you do a survey in the middle of the month, maybe you'll get some good ideas for the next month's content. Also a really good opportunity to kind of revisit, like, hey, have you shared a testimonial with us? Get some testimonials from your clients. Those are always great to share, and those are always kind of evergreen. So, you know, that's a great opportunity for user-generated content. Has there been anyone who's posted about their experience? Maybe you're a restaurant. When was the last time you posted something from that someone might have shared on Instagram? But there's opportunities for that also. You know, and there's more listed in the blog, which I'll link in the show notes here. But it's always a fun opportunity. Some other ideas that I kind of came up with were, you know, sharing memes. Everyone loves a good pop culture meme. As long as it's on brand and not offensive and kind of timely, because some of them tend to trend for a really short period of time. Those are great opportunities also to kind of add something fun and engaging into your calendar. You know, maybe you don't have something that's generating leads right now. Maybe you're not launching a program, or maybe you don't have a new line of products out right now. Well, during these downtimes is a great time to just kind of focus on your engagement, re-engaging with your audience, finding out what they need or want from you, and utilizing that to drive your content strategy, especially for the back half of the year, going into well, we're in Q3, going into Q4 when everyone's kind of driving in to hit their end of the year goals. Those are kind of some ideas that I kind of hit on, especially when I'm like, oh my God, what do I post? Last thought, looking at industry trends and news. Position yourself as a thought leader. What's being posted about in your industry? What are some trends that you're seeing? Maybe you're like a boutique who, like, hey, is everyone posting about this color of the year? Or maybe you're a paint company, you know, looking at what colors are trending for homes, all that kind of stuff. If homeowners are your target audience, that's an opportunity for you to be a thought leader and to stay up to date on industry trends, which, you know, your audience is going to appreciate. I was just having a conversation with a potential client today about, you know, hey, how do you stay up to date on, you know, what type of tools you use, or, you know, how do you reach new audiences, that kind of stuff. And I was like, well, I kind of talked about, you know, the tools that I use, and, you know, everyone's talking about AI, which another time, another video, I guess. You know, he really appreciated that I stay up to date with everything that's going on, with all the changing algorithms, with changing trends, with which social media platforms really are effective right now. To that note, I will say none of them. That's not necessarily true. I don't necessarily believe that, but sometimes I get really frustrated with the social media algorithms. I'm sure any social media manager does. Which will also touch on email marketing, because if you're not email marketing, like, what are you even doing? Anyhow, so happy first video to me. I hope you'll stick around, like and subscribe, check out the links in the show notes, and come back next week for another fun little video. All right, have a great day.